Hey, welcome back. If you're one of the thousands of people that didn't watch last video, you'll know that we changed plans and decided not to go north up the east coast of the US, but instead change plans completely and head for the Mediterranean. So, we had a few more things to do in the Bahamas. Join us for a quick look around before we head across the big Atlantic. You get a much better look at the seabed through the black trampolines, which is really handy when it's only 2-point-something metres deep. And before we headed out, I decided that I'd give the hull a bit of a clean, but guess what? Look who's back. Jaws himself and his pal.
Seriously? You were standing on the bottom? Wow.
So before we go, how about a quick look round the islands and a look at the lovely flowers? All these flowers, just for the genes. So enough of that, we've got places to get to. Over 2 months worth of trash stuffed into little plastic boxes. That's the way to stop filling the dumpsters on these poor islands, and preferably take it home with you.
Well, before every big passage, Stuart always goes up the mast and do a rig check. There's always something to sort up there. So he's back down, safe and sound. One rig check, tick.
It wasn't the best forecast, but we decided just to go. So we were all settled in, boats ready to go. Marsh Harbour looking busy with everyone heading out. We're going to have a quiet night. And then the Wakalele's arrived and are dragging us off to the pub.
Our last Bahama mum.
Especially
Anne. She needs to be baptised.
Even on the night before a long passage, we are quite easily led astray. Some things never change. This was the forecast route, but the last inch was to windward.
Good morning. Wednesday the 30th of May, and we're sailing out of Marsh Harbour, Bahamas. Hopefully leaving Bahamas for the final time. Oh look, we're sharing the passageway with the ferry, and we're catching a boat with carbon sails. We're clearly already out, all ready to go across to Bermuda, hopefully. So the white bits of string are holding up the bridle, keep it out the water while we sail. Then Stuart will wash the deck and all these little brown bits, and we'll put the sail bag over the anchor chain, keep that off the new trampolines, allow free passage of water, which is bound to happen, and we're all set to go.
For the roll of the wind as we sail across the water.
That's kind of our theme tune. Every time we head out across an ocean, we play Run Rig's Mighty Atlantic. We get a lot of our power on passage from the Watton Sea. Unfortunately, there's so much sargasso weed around these days. I spend half my time hanging off the back of the boat to clear the prop.
Smoke has been burning for 4 days at least. Stuart saw flames last night and we're a bit concerned it's the tip, because we took our nearly 3 months worth of refuse to the tip yesterday. 3 bags, and that's it, all compacted down to 3 bags. So we were proud about that, but not really proud to leave it on an island. But we're going to more islands, so really what can we do? So as I said, we had 3 bags of refuse, but I didn't say that this, our shower, is a recycling room where all our bottles and jars, our drinks cans and our tin cans.
It's a long time since we've been out in the Atlantic, it seems. It hasn't got any flatter.
Dinner over on day 1, and the boat's all set up now for overnight passage. My bed, his bed. Of course we don't go to bed at the same time, one of us stays awake, preventing you to stop falling down the stairs. This is all done. Now you can see we don't really put anything away. We just sail as normal.
We can't catch fish for peanuts, but on our first night we got one. And Anne was too chicken to save the poor wee thing.
We've caught more fish tonight than we've ever caught before.
We left knowing there was a forecast of headwinds, but we didn't think it would be just as bad.
Good morning. Day 2. So last night we did 125 miles banging upwind into quite a big sea, and the wind's going to be on the nose all the way to Bermuda, so we're going to go to Beaufort, North Carolina again.
We weren't anywhere near laying Bermuda, so Beaufort was a much better angle, much faster.
And we just bore off and we're now doing 10 knots, so we should be there by tomorrow night. Much more comfortable ride. Oh, now we have to put up the big sail. Last night it was reef in, reef out, reef in, reef out. Now we've got full sail and we need more sail. So he's using the E-Wincher 2. Couldn't do without it, to be honest, on this boat.
Not quite enough slot there to really make this work, so I think we'll put the Solent away. And it gives us an extra knot, and with a chance we get in before dark. Not today, tomorrow. And the first step is, where's the Gulf Stream? The life goes on at sea. A lovely salad for dinner. I suppose a rasher sandwich is out the question.
You're having ham and egg.
Oh yeah, not quite what I had in mind.
No.
Lunchtime. Just can't get the staff. It wasn't long before we picked up the Gulf Stream, giving us an extra 1 to 2 knots. Lovely. And if we're too lazy to put up the spinnaker or even the code D, we pull out the code 0 and the code D out to the corner of the hull, and that gives us nice clear wind, and it works pretty well without the effort. So we're trying to get in before dark. We've got 56 miles to go. It's 11:28 and it gets dark about 7:30, and at this speed we should be in by 6:30. So here's hoping. It's much nicer seeing the ocean from here anyway, but when you're running across it, it's a bit scary.
Well, making landfall is always quite tricky. We were very lucky the wind got up and blew us here, Beaufort, North Carolina, just before it's getting dark. We have to follow this channel in, and it's meant to be low tide and it's not. There's still a knot tide against us, and we're coming in on a big sea, so it's interesting. But we made it back to the US briefly.
As we still had 3,000 miles to go, we thought we'd put up the old Genoa. Keep the good one for going to windward in races maybe. We quite like Beaufort and its neighbouring Moorhead City. All these eateries ready to do custom with all the sport fishermen when the summer finally arrives. But we had the Chandlers to get to for a few bits and pieces. And then on the way back we spotted this lovely looking thing getting dropped in the water from the side of this big tanker. That's what I'm going to do next time, is put the boat in one of these and ship it across the big oceans. But this is a lovely Rapido 50. Well, leaving Beaufort, North Carolina. 8 o'clock in the morning, slept in. And I got to say, The guys that live on the east coast of the US, geez, they love their fishing. They'll head out to roll like pigs in the middle of the ocean. But then fish is expensive. 657.4 miles to go. And at this speed we should be there on the 12th. Yeah, 5 days. One of the challenges of Atlantic sailing is you never know what's coming next. Half an hour ago we were doing about 3 knots in 5 knots from the south. Now we're doing about 8 knots in 15 knots from the north. And the big question is, what's under that big black cloud? Not sure if it's going away from us in the old wind or coming up on us in the new wind. The smart money, of course, would be throwing in the reefs right now, but I'm in a bit of a rush. They serve pizza in Bermuda.
Do you get to see the Atlantic Ocean quite as glassy, oily, calm as this? It's quite beautiful. A lot of sargasso weed.
Star date 9th of May 2025. Finally the engines are off and we're sailing. And with luck this breeze is going to hold for the next 357.8 miles to get us into Bermuda. All of it on a nice reach, hopefully with all the big sails up. All we need now is breakfast and some dolphins. Did I mention the sargasso weed? Well, either the sargasso weed or we hit something. Might have been the latter, because we both remember hearing a clunk, but I'm afraid it did for our what and see.
Oh wow, we've got dolphins. Oh, we've got dolphins coming from everywhere.
And then they disappeared. We really didn't see much wildlife on this trip. Not much wind either.
At the end of another passage, 650 or something miles in 5 days. Long way, a lot of motoring, and we're entering Bermuda, St. George's, for the 4th time in our lives, and hopefully the last this time. Overcast, sun due tomorrow. Here we are, entering Bermuda again. Another cut, another island, and I would imagine this is for the last time. It literally is a cut. Look, you can see where they've cut to come into this bay.
We did a video on Bermuda not so long ago, so I won't bore you with any more of the pictures. Just to say it gave us a bit of a break, time to replace the fuel and give a wave to the kids out from the sailing club. And then before we knew it, it was time for the Wakalele's and Time Bandit to head off, this time for the Azores. About 1,800 miles up there somewhere. We had a mix of weather and it got a bit sporty at times, but finally we made it. So come and join us. We'll be in the Azores. Thanks for watching and we'll see you soon, hopefully. Don't forget the blog on timebandit.co.uk. Cheers.